So I never think about things like this, but when I am forced to, it always leaves me more encouraged and more inspired. Someone asked me over on my Instagram, how long did it take me to get on point? And I had to stop because I was like, wait, one, no one has ever asked me that question. Two, I've never thought about it. But three, let me take time to actually go back and think about this to give you the most thorough answer. And the truth is, I didn't have a timeline for getting on point. A lot of my dance career has actually been very, very, very unconventional. My dance training has been a bit unconventional, but most certainly the professional route has been unconventional, but I have learned to love and embrace it. As a high school student, I was introduced to concepts in classical ballet. I knew the basic terminologies and I did it somewhat, but it was not until I became a college freshman that I actually dove into training in ballet. And so while I was going over this, I'm like, what? That is crazy. And it makes this answer to her question even crazier. You know how people get into studios and they're like ballet 1, ballet 2, etc. And then their teachers sort of have a trajectory for them to get on point. They have evaluations and it's like, okay, you're ready. This is the big girl crew, advanced, comp, etc. These are the girls who are like the juniors, XYZ. I had none of that. Not only was that not my dance studio experience, but it was not my ballet to point experience either. As a freshman, as I told you, that is when I began to dive into for real, like the meat and potatoes of classical ballet training. And because at my university, our track for all of our dance genres was basically one lab, two lab, etc., all the way through 4 lab. I was in ballet 1, and that is when my professor was like, yeah, I want to get you on point. Now, this is crazy because, like I said, I never think about these things. I don't really think about my journey and its intricacies and all of the things. I don't really think about things like that. So when people ask me questions, I get a chance to like really do a deep dive on my own journey thus far. And a couple things came up for me as I was responding to this person on Instagram. One, I'm like, Trinity, you were literally just taking ballet 1 and Mr. Atkinson is like, yeah, I want to get you on point. And then 2, it led me like to be so overwhelmed with gratefulness because my college ballet professor literally, he saw me and he is obviously someone who loves ballet, grew up as a DTH baby, etc., graduated from Purchase. And he was like, yeah, I want you on point. And so that's what it was. Another reason I became so overwhelmed with gratefulness is I also learned the bulk of my beginning ballet history, understanding, language from that same professor. I mean, you see, I literally don't think about these things, but getting asked that one question just did so much for me. And so, true story, I was in college, not having had previously being, really inundated and really just into classical ballet training. I knew some things, obviously, but got to university and I became a dance major after some time, and I was in ballet 1. He put me on point, and I think the first thing I actually did on point, this is how ballet he is, okay? Mr. Atkinson literally put me on point. I think he was like, yeah, we need to learn some variations. What? I'm still trying to figure out my body, but when I think about it, that thrust, oh my gosh, it has been a huge part of where I am now, who I am now. And if you've been following my journey, you know that I have been in the process of retraining my ballet body from the ground up. And I started that process last year with Eric Conrad. And, I wouldn't have a foundation Oh my gosh, in Pointe training if it had not been for James Atkinson. So that's the answer, girl. I ain't really had no trajectory. It was like ballet one, you're not going to the calf today. Let's learn a variation.